These days you hear a lot about giving voice to the voiceless. But what does that really mean? To my good friend Antoine, it literally meant life and death. Antoine was a member of two different gangs. He was small in stature, but highly respected, even feared. What people didn't know about Antoine was that he was at odds with himself. He was an active citizen who, in private, used music to express a tender side of himself that would be looked at as weak by rival gang members. It was this craziness of the life of Antoine that caused a lot of things to happen. Much of his music was centered around being unwanted by his father, who didn't spend time with him at all, but would spend time with his younger son, who was lighter in complexion. It was this colorism and straight-up favoritism that caused his father to go to Antoine's brother's ball games, not his. His father wouldn't buy him clothes or sneakers or even acknowledge his existence. These were the things Antoine rapped about. I know this because I helped Antoine work on his raps 5 days a week, along with getting his high school equivalency. Then one day, he wanted me to help him enter a rap contest. He wrote about getting out of gang life. He wrote about his dying mother. And of course, he wrote about his father. Guess what? He won the contest. After he won, he got a free photo and video shoot, has his first brush with the local celebrity. He even got a job at UPS to change his way of making money, to focus more on his music and avoid going to jail. But not long after that, Antoine was picked up by police for gang activity. His past came back. Too little, too late. Antoine's situation troubled me greatly. What if I got to him sooner? What if I were able to show outsiders the inner wounded child I saw in Antoine? Antoine's story got me thinking a lot about freedom of expression, which in this country is a basic human right. But in cities like where I'm from, Dorchester, Massachusetts, why do people feel like they don't have a voice? Just look at all the racial violence in the news. Can you believe it's almost 2018? Despite all the technological advances, resources, and policy, why are we almost in the same place we were 100 years ago? The reason is, since its founding, our nation has been in a perpetual state of trauma. Many of you would agree that the only way out of that trauma is to give voice to the voiceless. Trouble is, the current platforms are flawed. America's Got Talent, American Idol, The Voice, X Factor. They all cater to people hurting for attention, but they do not feed the need for true expression in the moment and in the places where it's needed most. freedom of attention is not equal to freedom of expression. Per Antoine, freedom of attention is joining a gang and committing acts of violence as a way to survive and gain respect. Freedom of attention is flashing wads and wads of cash and guns on Snapchat because that's what the highest profile rappers do. Freedom of attention can even be as simple as wearing your favorite player's jersey with a big gold chain. Freedom of expression, on the other hand, is going against the grain and showing outsiders that wounded inner child I saw in Antoine. The big question is, would you listen? Or would the filters of the media and the few outlets we have to get attention feed your pre-existing perceptions of pre-existing conditions? Fact is, many people's truth comes with filters. You can't say this, you can't do that. It's not acceptable, it's not marketable, etc. I came to realize some people's truth is not welcome. Creation is the language of truth. So how do we reach all the other Antoines out there? I decided to take a vehicle of true expression to them. When I founded Mobile Stew, I was only trying to solve a problem. I wasn't trying to get attention. It was just a way of creating equal opportunity for young people that don't have the money or the access to express themselves in the studio. Mobile Stew meets people where they are because it's more comfortable and less dangerous than kids busing through rival neighborhoods to get to a structured program that nobody thinks is popping. Mobile Stew makes people feel like they matter and have worth because we come to them, just like the ice cream truck. So what's next for Mobile Stew and other platforms like it? In my mind, we need to create more unbridled creative opportunities and even new industries for our inner cities and beyond. Because if drug dealing continues to be the primary industry of the streets, not much will change. Maybe you saw me on the Ellen Show, fell into Ellen, I like to say, or even on NBC Nightly News for what Mobile Stew has done in a movement called Black with Blue, where we united cops with kids to create a rap anthem together. Despite all the press I've received, it can't be overstated that this is dangerous work. You need to have trust to go in these neighborhoods. You gotta be genuine, or you'll be sniffed out. And the commitment must be consistent. We're talking about healing centuries-old trauma, and you can't do that by sharing sound bites and YouTube clips on social media. Sorry. I'm not suggesting any of you get up and head to Dorchester with a microphone strapped to your Volvo. That wouldn't be advised. But the next time you see a story on the news of an alleged gang member, let go of the stereotypes. It's on the young people to give up the egos and the false notions of what it means to be strong, like a man ain't supposed to cry. You should have seen me crying on the Ellen Show. It's on us to let go of the stereotypes and the filters that prevent us from seeing these people as human beings. Again, the next time you see on the news a story of an alleged gang member, let go of the stereotypes. Think of my friend Antoine, a lost voice that could have made a lasting difference. Maybe it will now.